Hello, how are you? Welcome to Spanish with Michael, my Spanish learning space here on Facebook. In this video, I would like to talk about the origins of the Spanish language as well as extend the information of my last video in which I was talking about the different accent varieties of the Spanish language and answering some questions that English native speakers have about the Spanish language. So, in order to talk about the Spanish language origins, we have to talk about the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire conquered a vast territory, what today is known as the Italic Peninsula, East Asia, Romania, France, a part of England, Spain, Portugal, and North Africa. When the Romans conquered these territories, they didn't always erase the culture or the language of the inhabitants of these places. So somehow the culture and the language was absorbed into the Roman culture, and when the Roman soldiers took women as wives, and sons or daughters were born from these unions, these inhabitants were mostly bilingual. By the time in which the Roman Empire fell, the Vulgar Latin, which was the language of the common people, because there were also the Classical Latin, which was the language of the emperor, the language of the politicians, and the language in which all legal documents were written. So Vulgar Latin started to mix with the different languages that survived in all these places, and thus giving origin to the different Romance languages that exist today. The most widely known languages that come from Latin are Portuguese, Spanish, French, Italian, and Romanian. There are other languages that come from Latin, but we will talk about them later. Well, by the time of the Middle Ages in the Iberic Peninsula, more or less in the year 1200, there were several Christian kingdoms. The kingdom of Galicia, the kingdom of Aragon, the kingdom of Portugal, the kingdom of Castile, and the Catalan counties. All these kingdoms had their own language that came from Latin, or to be more precise, they came from the Vulgar Latin that developed in the Iberic Peninsula. In the following years, the Castile crown married with the Aragon crown, a prince with a princess, and the Castilian kingdom conquered and absorbed the rest of the other kingdoms except Portugal. And once they were united, they fought against the Arabic Caliphate that controlled a big part of the Iberic Peninsula. You can see it in this picture here. So once the Arabic Caliphate was overthrown, the Castile kingdom extended all over the Iberic Peninsula, and by that time, more or less 1490s, Christophorus Columbus appeared, and he sailed to the Americas um, with aid of the Castile crown, and this is the reason for which Castilian Spanish is spoken in all the Spanish-speaking countries in Latin America. Castilian Spanish is also the lingua franca of Spain because there are other languages spoken in Spain. So to be precise, in Latin America and in Spain, the language that is spoken is Castilian Spanish. Since Spanish stands for a language spoken in Spain, other varieties of the Vulgar Latin that develop in Spain, such as Galician, Catalan, Astur-Leonese, Valenciano, and the Basque language, which is a language that does not come from Latin. It is an isolated language, which makes it very interesting because it's not even related to any other language in Europe. All these languages could be considered Spanish as well, because these languages are spoken in Spain. When we are speaking about Spanish varieties or Spanish dialects, that term could apply to all these languages that are spoken in Spain, but they cannot apply, or it cannot apply to the Spanish spoken in Latin America. And as I said in my last video, what Castilian Spanish has is a diverse or different accents, but it is a single language. If we speak about Spanish varieties, referring to the languages or referring to the languages spoken in Latin America, in the Spanish-speaking countries, it sounds like these are different languages and not a single language, and this is not the case. And well, I hope you liked this video. If you like my content, please subscribe to my Facebook page. I would be uploading information about the Spanish language here on my page. My next video is I will talk about the culture in Latin America, and I will talk also a bit about the Latin American term. Well, hope to see you soon, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.